Hi everyone, this is Miss Overstreet, and today I'm going to be reading out of the Springboard book. And so I wanted to show you how to get into the Springboard book. So if you go to the Carlsbad website, carlsbadschools.net, and you go to menu, you scroll down and you go to class links. And I logged in earlier, so the login screen will look something like this, and you're just going to put your 7-digit student ID number, and again your student ID number, your 9 digits, and sign in. And once you do that, you should get a screen that looks like this with apps or icons, whatever you want to call them. Then you click on the one that says Springboard. And once it does that, then it's going to log you into a place called Clever. And so if it doesn't, then you'll need to let me know so that I can put in a help ticket. And then once you get logged in, you'll see a screen kind of similar to this, but not really. But it'll be where you can click on your book. And so view ebook either here or here. And I'm going to be reading from activity 1.3 today. That is our first story out, or not really story. It's our first document that is reading out of the curriculum, out of the Springboard book. And so I'm going to be reading this today. This is informational text, so there's not a lot of emotion in this. This is very textbooky like. It's going to give you tons of information and not really give you a sense of someone's opinion or anything like that. This is just kind of their facts as they see it. And so I will try to read this with as much emotion as I can. Just know that this is a text that doesn't contain a lot of emotion. But this is by Elsa Trimble and Marie Pacheco from Brown University. And it's called What is Cultural Identity? Children begin to develop a sense of identity as individuals and as members of groups from their earliest interactions with others. One of the most basic types of identity is ethnic identity, which entails an awareness of one's membership in a social group that has a common culture. The common culture may be marked by a shared language, history, geography, and frequently physical characteristics. Not all of these aspects need to be shared, however, for people to psychologically identify with a particular ethnic group. Cultural identity is a broader term. People from multiple ethnic backgrounds may identify as belonging to the same culture. For example, in the Caribbean and South America, several ethnic groups may share a broader common Latin culture. Social groups existing within one nation may share a common language and a broad cultural identity, but have distinct ethnic identities associated with a different language and history. Ethnic groups in the United States are examples of this. Definitions of culture and the indivisibility of one's own culture. Anthropologists and other scholars continue to debate the meaning of this term. Garcia refers to culture as the system of understanding characteristics of that individual society or of some subgroup within that society. This system of understanding includes values, beliefs, notions about acceptable and unacceptable behavior, and other socially constructed ideas that members of society are taught are true. Gertz, 1973, asserts that members of cultures go about their daily lives within shared meanings, web of meanings. If we link Garda and Gertz definitions, we can imagine culture as invisible webs composed of values, beliefs, ideas about appropriate behavior, and structurally and socially constructed truths. One may ask, why is culture made up of invisible webs? Most of the time, our own cultures are invisible to us, yet they are the context within which we operate and make sense of the world. When we encounter a culture that is different from our own, one of the things we are faced with is a set of beliefs that manifest themselves in behaviors that differ from our own. In this way, we often talk about other people's cultures and not so much about our own. Our own culture is often hidden from us, and we frequently describe it as the way things are. Nonetheless, one's beliefs and actions are not any more natural or biologically predetermined than any other group's set of beliefs and actions. They have emerged from the ways one's own group has dealt with and interpreted the particular conditions it has faced. As conditions change, so do cultures. Thus, cultures are considered to be dynamic. Individual differences within cultures and the dynamic nature of culture. Individual cultural identity presents yet another layer of complexity. Members of the same culture vary widely in their beliefs and actions. How can we explain this phenomenon? The argument for a distributive model of culture addresses the relationship between culture and personality. This argument posits that individuals select beliefs, values, and ideas that guide their actions from a larger set of cultural beliefs, values, and ideas. In most cases, we do not consciously pick and choose attributes from the total set. Rather, the conditions and events in our individual lives lead us to favor some over others. In summarizing Sparrow's concept of cultural heritage, Garda, 1994, draws a distinction between cultural heritage and cultural inheritance. Cultural heritage refers to what society as a whole possesses, and cultural inheritance is what each individual possesses. In other words, each individual inherits some, but not all, of the cultural heritage of the group. We all have unique identities that we develop within our cultures, but these identities are not fixed or static. This is the reason that stereotypes do not hold up. No two individuals from any culture are exactly alike. While living inside a culture allows members to become familiar with the total cultural heritage of that society, no individual actually internalizes the entire cultural heritage. In fact, it would be impossible for any one person to possess a society's entire cultural heritage. There are inevitably complex and contradictory values, beliefs, and ideas within that heritage, a result of the conditions and events that individuals and groups experience. For example, arranged marriage has long been a cultural practice in India based on the belief that the families of potential spouses best know who would make a desirable match. More and more frequently, however, individuals reject the practice of arranged marriage. This is partly due to the sense of independence from family brought on by men's and women's participation in a rapidly developing job market. The changing experience of work is shifting cultural attitudes towards family and marriage. These different experiences and the new values, beliefs, and ideas they produce contribute to the dynamic nature of culture. Okay, so that is the reading of what is cultural identity.